after day. Things never change. Nothing ever gets better. Why do I need to go on living? If I only had hope.
Hello, my name's Maureen, and I've been diagnosed with a mental illness. Back in 1993, I was the Rainbow Leader for All God's Children through our local police department. I did Girl Scouts. I was a single parent of 2 daughters and worked in a nursing home as director of food services. And one day I started to cry and I couldn't stop. Was later diagnosed with depression, severe depression, depression with recurrent episodes, then borderline personality disorder, and finally, the final diagnosis was bipolar disorder with traits of post-traumatic stress disorder. Being a single parent and having a mental illness was very difficult. Although I was getting treatment for my illness and seeing my psychiatrist, taking the medications, going to see a therapist on a regular basis, my illness continued to get worse. Finally, in July of 1998, I swallowed over 40 pills in an attempt to end my own life by suicide. I chose death, but God in His infinite wisdom chose life for me, and I'm so thankful that He did. When the thoughts of suicide came into my head, they were there continuously, and I thought my 2 daughters would be so much better off without me than they were having a mom who was in and out of the hospital, psychiatric units because of this illness. Fortunately for me, I'm still here. After the suicide attempt, a friend of mine said I needed to get into scripture, and many people told me to open the Bible and read, but they never told me where to start. And when starting on page 1 didn't help my illness at all. Finally, my friend told me to start reading in John, and John 1:5 said, "The light shone in the darkness, but the darkness didn't understand it." And that was eye-opening for me. And as I continued to read in John, I found out just who Jesus was. I was always active in my church growing up as a child and having my children involved in church. And I knew about Jesus, but I didn't know Him. And it wasn't until I finished reading in John when Jesus said in His own words, "All you have to do is follow me." And when I started to follow Him and got into a church with my friends, my life started to turn around. It's not easy, but it's better than it ever was. The thoughts of suicide are gone from my mind. He's there for me 24/7, and I don't have to be alone in anything that I face anymore. I have not been hospitalized since that time in 1998. I still live with a severe and persistent mental illness of bipolar disorder. I still take medications. I still see a therapist and a psychiatrist who regulates my medications, but never have I been back in the hospital. I work a full-time job now and have been here for 22 years. And Christ is the focus of my life, and He is my Redeemer. He has saved me from the pit of depression. The darkness is no longer there, and I continually walk in His light. Thank you.